Hi, my name is Meredith Christie. I directed the show Those Murder Solvin Blues, written by Fiona Ehrlich. I hope you enjoy.
It was a night just like any other night. The tension was hot, the city air was cold, and the corpse glaring at me was even colder. The name's Cab Cobalt, Private Eye. I took this case thinking it would be an easy open and shut job. Boy, if only I had a clue. This stiff's name is Thaddeus Elmwood. He was an oil tycoon, an avid bird watcher, and now he is nothing but a dead body. He wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he sure was stabbed by it. 17 times, to be exact. That's a bit overkill, if you ask me, but I mean...
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. The Homicide Squad.
Whoa there, pal. Didn't you hear the monologuing with saxophone accompaniment? Don't you know detective work when you see it? I'm busy. Now, make like my ex-wife and leave me.
Wait a minute. Did you say detective work?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, I'm in the right spot. Thanks again, trusty treasure man. You must be Cab Cobalt, the agency sent me over. I'm your new partner.
Partner? You mean to tell me that you're a detective?
That's right, and I'm a good one too. Me and Blue solved all the talking furniture mysteries out of everyone. But now Blue got recruited by the CIA, and I'm all alone. That's why I'm super excited to jump into our new friendship.
In a town like this, beggars can't be choosers. You take any allies you can get, even if this particular ally happened to look like he just strolled out of the Gap 2007 menswear catalog.
Hey, detective! Detective! Well, I think this man over here is in some serious trouble. Can you spell trouble? That's right! Trouble.
I knew Steve's type. People like him always spell trouble. Of course he's in trouble, you maroon. He's been murdered.
Did somebody say murdered? I can't believe you'd accuse me of doing such a thing. I can't even bear the thought of stabbing my dear today. It just stabs me in the heart.
Whoa there, doll. You're jumping to conclusions faster than Steve jumps at his half-scotch college scholarship.
That's true. Look it up.
So, what makes you think we'd suspect you?
I haven't the faintest idea. Certainly not because I took out $1 million life insurance policy on him before he died. Or perhaps it was because I am the sole name in his will and am the designated benefactor to his entire fortune. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will honor his legacy by partaking in his favorite pastime, spending copious amounts of money.
Well, that's just like a dame. To be a human of the female gender. Well, Steve, looks like we've got ourselves our first suspect.
A suspect? Well, I better write this in my handy-dandy notebook. Here you go, Steve. Thank you, side table drawer. She might be suspected of murdercide. She might be suspected of murdercide. She might be suspected of murdercide. I wonder if she killed anybody.
Fellas, I heard you two was having an investigation up here, and I thought I'd swing by and straighten a few things out. Now don't get any funny ideas about me being the guy who whacked Mr. Elmwood. I may have threatened his life a few times, but that doesn't mean I'm the bad guy.
Threatening someone's life? You sound like a great potential pal. What's your name, friend?
Two Toes Tony. On the account of the fact that I have 2 toes. Lost the rest of them in the war. Getting a pedicure. In the war. Anywho.
Well, that's enough chit-chatting between you two. Let's get back to the case. Why were you threatening Mr. Elmwood?
Well, he was a gambling man, and he had a lot of debt. It was time he paid him off.
Gambling?
Yeah, you know, like the pro gaming on whatever year this takes place in. Anywho, Mr. Edward owed me money, and I may have said a few words such as, I'll break your knees and then your skulls. But I say we let bygones be bygones. And, anyway, I'd love to chat, but the milk's on the stove, and I gotta go. You guys understand? Ta-ta. I definitely did not commit that murder.
Well, that's both of our suspects, and they both had the same motive. They were like the Pillsbury boy, the way they were chasing that dough. You know, Steve, a wise Swedish disco group once told me, money, money, money must be funny. It's a rich man's world. Do, 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 da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And true words have never been spoken. That's both our suspects' questions, so now it's time for us to get into the deducing.
Well, not all of them. We still have all these guys to ask to see what they saw.
Well, either I'm blind as a bat or you're crazy as a loon, because we're the only 2 people in this room, Steve.
That's because you're only looking for regular clues, not blues clues.
What?
Come on, I'll show you. This is Mr. Cheese, Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper's cousin's second removed.
Oh, hiya, Steve. You and your pal having a Gouda day? Did it? Because I'm cheese?
No, Mr. Cheese. It's not a Gouda day. A man has just been murdered.
Murder? That's a bit harsh, wouldn't you say? I'd say it was more of he was taking a fall.
Good Lord! It looks like Mr. Cheese knew too much. And I may not know much about the internal organs of dairy products, but to me, this looks like he's not having a very Gouda day anymore either.
Don't leave me all provolone. It was natural. Time to leave. What kind of monster would do this? No. Oh well, at least we got our first blues clues.
Steve, I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about. There weren't any clues in there. All I got were some well-turned cheddar puns and another death on my conscience.
That's true, but right before he got passed on to the next life, Mr. Cheese managed to say that Mr. Elmwood was taking a fall for something or someone. That's a very viable first blues clues. Now we just need 2 more. Whoa. Mr. Elmwood was wearing pink bunny slippers when we found his body. Do you see any pink bunny slippers?
Yeah, Steve, I do. I don't see what that has to do with anything. Steve? Steve, that's not even part of the set. If someone slips because this is missing, then they can sue the theater, and you know the drama department does not have the money for that.
But it's the 3rd blues clues. and an important reminder of safety for all of you to hear. And now we have 3 Blues Clues. It's time for us to go to the thinking chair. Let's go. Now that we have all 3 Blues Clues, it's time for us to look over. Now we're trying to figure out who killed Mr. Elmwood with these clues that we have. The first, a phrase that says, taking the fall for. The second, pink bunny slippers. And the third, a wet floor sign. That's right! Mr. Elmwood didn't get murdered at all. He merely slipped and fell, which happens to the best of us.
But what about the fact he was stabbed 17 times?
And then, who shot Mr. Cheese for saying too much?
I'm sorry, but those neither details are irrelevant. They're not Blue's Clues, and I will not entertain them.
Well, that still doesn't make any sense. Steve, how can someone accidentally fall on a knife 17 times in a row?
I'm sorry. Do you think this is a game to you? Do you think I'm just kidding around? This isn't some game. This is Blue's Clues. This isn't some game. This is freaking real life. This is gosh darn Blue's Clues. I find the clues. I write it down in my dandy notebook. I go to my thinking chair, and I get the answers. Now, if you're not happy because of that, that's between you and your dad. I don't make the Blue's Clues. No, I write them down. And if you don't like it, that's it. We just figured out Blue's Clues. We just figured out Blue's Clues because we're really smart. Yeah.
Well, this just goes to show there's not a lick of sense in this topsy-turvy world. You can spend days getting clues, finding leads, answering questions, and all it gets you is more cheddar blood on your hands and a children's television host screaming in your face. There's no sense in this world, there's no meaning. So when you look for clues to an answer that doesn't exist, all you get deep down here is blue.
That's for sure, Detective. And I had such a blast with you today, and I couldn't have done it without you. But most importantly, this program wouldn't have been available without our loyal viewers. So thank you.
Who have you been talking to, Steve?
Did you guys get the phrase?
Yeah! The milk! It's the milk!
That's right! What about the action? You got it! Now what about the object?
It's a big cheese!
I don't know. I wonder what it could be. It's behind me. Whoa! It's the cheese!